Hey everyone, I was going to show you how I do my reusable Swiffer pads. A lot of them that you get, that you see on YouTube that have tutorials have the little ends that you have to put on them, and then you got to stretch it over this end, stretch it up, and it just sort of laps around it. But I make mine so that I can fold it over and stick it in the little places where the regular Swiffer pads go. And I like the reusable ones because I can do the floors, throw them in the wash, and I don't have to keep buying any. But you can save your, if you have a container that has, that had Swiffer pads in it, if it was the wet ones, you could save that and you could mix a cleaning solution of cleaning vinegar and essential oils or whatever you want to put in it, and you could actually put your pads in there that you mop with. Now I do two different kinds. I do some with just your worsted weight acrylic yarn, and it's good for picking up pet hair and dust and things like that. I use these a lot in my grooming building. You can use just your plain crafter's cotton. I would make it a little bigger than normal with this because it will shrink when it's washed. And then I do this sometimes as well to make it thicker, and you can use it for either or. I will put the acrylic and the cotton together. You can use any size hook you want. There's no set way to do this, and the way I do it is with my crochet tension is how it works for me. You may want to do the chains and just measure it to your pad, and because some people crochet tighter than others, and that way, you know, it won't be too short or won't be too big, and which, like I said, it really doesn't matter. It's a Swiffer pad. And you can save scrap pieces. If you have yarn that you've just got little pieces of, you can use those because it is to clean floors, so it doesn't matter. The acrylic also works well as a dust pad. If you want to dust your furniture or anything like that. And I fix mine where it's not just a bunch of loops. It's your basic half double crochet and single crochet, and I will do the middle part in the back loop so that it will have ridges on it. If you want bigger ridges, you can make, you know, double crochet however you want to do it. But like I said, I will show you how I do mine, and we will get started. In the acrylic, I like the pads to be a little thicker, especially if I'm using them in my grooming building. So you're just going to do single crochets. I do 37. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. And I learned from several people on YouTube that it looks better and it's easier if you want to put a border around it. If you do your first, after you've got your chain, if you do your first row in this back loop, like you're looking at it and it looks like a hair braid, just sort of flip it over and you'll see this little hump right here. And that is where I do my first row at, in that hump. Now I do half double crochets after I get my beginning chain. I will just stick it right there in that hump and pull it through, and then pull through all. yarn over, go into the hump, pull through all 3 loops, yarn over, pull through that, and pull through all 3 loops. And you will do this all the way across until you reach the very end. Now, once you have your chain, you should have, I did 37. You can measure, see how many you need to do. I did 37. And then I will just, I've learned from watching some people on YouTube, it looks better, especially if you're going to do a border or around it just to make it look neater, which you do not have to, because again, this is for cleaning floors. But I will do my first row in this back hump. Like when you're crocheting it, it looks like a hair braid. Can you see that? It looks like a hair braid. Well, then if you will flip it over, you will see these little humps right here. That is where I do my first row. I will just put it in that little hump right there. Make sure that you go through both strands. If you're using 2 strands, go underneath both strands and then pull over and then pull through. Go underneath the hump, pull through, underneath the hump, and then pull through. That is my first row. And what I did was, I started out with 37, and then when I went to do my single crochets in the back loop, of course you go in the second chain from the hook, and that leaves me with 36. So from now on out, I should end each row with 36. And I do 5 rows of just single crochets. I don't do anything fancy. I just do 5 rows of single crochet, and that is the part that folds up and tucks into the notches on the back of your Swiffer. And then I will do double crochets in the back loop, you know, half double crochets in the back loop, or single crochets in the back loop on the middle rows. And I tend to do anywhere from 8 to 10 of those, and then I will finish up with 5 single crochets on the other end. Okay, now I have my 5 rows single crochet. I have turned, and I will chain 1, and then on these, this is where I put the texture, if I want it to have texture, and it may just be in my head, but I think it picks up better and it cleans better when you have the little ridges on it. So I have turned, I've chained 1, and then most of mine are half double crochets. That tends to be a little thicker on the scrubbing part. So I'll chain 1, and then I will yarn over, and then I will do my half double crochet in the back loop of the stitch. So you have the stitches across the top, which look like the little V's. You probably can't see it real good with this yarn, and the front loop is the one closest to you. The back loop is, of course, the one away from you. So I yarn over, and then I go in between and pull up and pull through. And just make sure that you grab all of your yarn when you're working with 2 like that. I missed 1. So now that it's sticking, you can see it sticking up there, right there. Since I pulled out of it, you go in there, and so you yarn over, go down, make sure you have both pieces of yarn, and pull through. Yarn over, go in the back loop, and pull through. And what this does is it adds, it doesn't show there, but on this side there will be a little ridge, and each section will have that little ridge. You'll be able to see it better as you continue on. And I do 8 to 10 rows of these. This is the one that I'm working on, that I was doing the tutorial on, but here is one I was going to show you. I didn't use 2 strands of yarn with this. I just used the acrylic yarn. There's my single crochets, but you can see these ridges right here. That is how it looks when you do it in the back loop only. It leaves the little wavy ridges, and that helps pick up dirt, dust, and so on. Anyway, I hope this helps everyone out. I would continue recording till I finish it, but I have a farm, so I have other things I've got to do, canning, all of that. So no telling when I will finish that one particular pad, because I am still working on my brother-in-law's last year Christmas present, because I wanted to make it bigger, but I didn't realize I made it that much bigger. So anyway, I hope this helps you out. Y'all have a great day. See you soon.